Please join me in welcoming Aziz Ansari and Keanu Reeves.
All right, okay. I love just hearing people when Aziz Ansari, okay, Keanu Reeves, ah! But that's how I feel as well. We were on the way over here, and there was a pre-reception event at Chibo. We got there. I was in a car with my family, my wife, and we got out and we went in, and my wife's wearing this beautiful gown, and we walk in and we realize we're at the wrong Chibo, and everyone was wondering why we were all so dressed up to go to this casual Italian eatery. And eventually we realized we were at the wrong spot, and we got back in the car and we drove to the correct Chibo and had some tiny hamburgers and everything and took pictures. And that is a microcosm for filmmaking. Sometimes you end up at the wrong Chibo, but if you have the right people with you and you're determined, you will make it to the right Chibo, and you will get those tiny burgers. And yes. I want to thank Cameron and everyone at TIFF for having our film. I'm so honored to be here. I love film festivals because, to me, film festivals celebrate the theatrical experience. And whenever we started work on this movie, we always talked about it being a theatrical comedy from the get-go. So I'm very thankful to TIFF for having us. I also want to thank Lionsgate for financing the film, and they have been so supportive. They let me make the movie I'm gonna make. I want to thank, I'm reading this off so I get everybody and don't get in trouble. I want to thank Adam Fogelson, our chairman, who has been so supportive of the movie from the get-go. Producers Aaron Westerman, Nathan Kahane, our publicity department, Nassim Cabron, and the entire team at the Motion Pictures Group there. They have just been so supportive of this movie and believed in it from day one, and I can't thank them enough for giving us this opportunity. Next, I want to talk about our cast. The first person I showed this script to was the wonderful Seth Rogen. And he read it, and yes, he read it and called me in 2 hours and said he was in, and he's believed in me and the script from the get-go. So thank you to Seth. He's not able to be here tonight, but he sends his love. Keke Palmer, one of my favorite people I've ever met, and I feel so lucky that she's in this film as Elena. Sandra Oh, she's Canadian. Give it up for Sandra. Then, a lot of people ask me, Aziz, how do you do all these different jobs? You're directing, writing, producing. It's because I have a wonderful crew that holds me up. Our producers, Anthony Katagis, Alan Yang, Kelsey Camo, my brother, Anis Ansari, some of our amazing crew is here from the production crew. Our art director, Julia, production designer, Kay Lee, our editor, Daniel, and our composer, the wonderful Carter Borwell. Shout out to him and all of our crew. They did such a wonderful job. I also want to thank my agent, Mahesh Prabhu, who's here, who, like me, is a youthful, hardworking Indian man who really hit the pavement for me, so thank you, Mahesh. My family's also here. I want to thank my parents and my dad, who's in the movie playing my dad, and yes. I told Alan, I said, the trailer went up on YouTube, and the top comment is some guy saying, Shaukat Ansari, I'm in. So that guy will be happy. I also want to thank my wonderful wife, Serena, who, I'm sorry, she's just so wonderful. And she read the script before it sat there anybody, and would sit next to me in bed and read the scenes with me, and It's so bad. I shouldn't cry like this. I'm so bad. But she's so wonderful. And, you know, you make a movie like this or any movie, a lot of times you're away from home. And I was gone a lot for this. You know, we had to stop because of strike, and I had to prep the movie twice. So I was away from home a lot. And she, you know, I got her some jewelry the other day, and it seems like I'm all good. She's not mad. She'll probably be mad because of what I just said. You know, what else? You know, the original theatrical comedy. Those are 3 words that are scary in our industry right now. But there's another word that is not scary. Keanu. And I know Keanu well enough and know he's not gonna like all this nice stuff I'm about to say, but just, it'll be quick, Keanu, and I will do it very quickly and efficiently. You know, we were filming the movie in LA, and I remember we were shooting one of our last days, and we were filming a scene outside in LA in Eagle Rock, and this group of women drove by, and they started honking, which we love when we're filming. And these women started shouting, they go, "Keanu, oh my God, you're so hot, you're beautiful, you're an angel." And it was very on point because he plays an angel in the movie, and he, as they know, is an angel on screen and off. And you may have heard that when we were filming, Keanu got injured. He broke his kneecap, and it was very early on in the filming, and it was scary. That, you know, it was like an episode of Seth's show, The Studio. I heard people on walkies like, "Keanu's down." I was like, "What? What's happened?" And I found out that he broke his kneecap, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, "Oh my God, what is Keanu going to say? Is he going to need some time off? Is he going to drop out of the movie? What is he going to say?" And you know what Keanu said? Nothing. He just kept showing up to work and just never complained, not once. And he worked through what surely must have been excruciating pain. And he delivered a hilarious, touching performance. And he is the soul of this movie. And I'll never be able to thank him enough. So thank you, Keanu. I love you. And with that, I say, enjoy good fortune. Thank you so much.
Please welcome back to the stage star and director Aziz Ansari and the one and only Keanu Reeves. Aziz, good fortune plays with one of the most successful comedy tropes, the life swap wish fulfillment movie. Mm-hmm. Very much like Trading Places and Freaky Friday. But then you also throw in another genre, Angels on Earth.
Yes.
What inspired you to produce and make this genre-bending alchemy and throwing in an additional twist?
Well, I'd been working on stuff that was a little more dramatic, and I really wanted to do a comedy. And you know, when you watch some of these older films from the 30s and 40s, films, you know, Preston Sturges films, and Sullivan's Travels, My Man Godfrey, It's a Wonderful Life, all these things, they dealt with the issues we deal with in this film about, you know, wealth inequality and class, but they're very comedic. And the idea of doing a comedy like that, but setting it in today's environment, it felt very fun, and that was kind of what started me off.
Well, it was absolutely hilarious and enjoyable. I think the audience here will attest to that with a fabulous cast. Question for Keanu. You play a inept angel in training who gets fired for doing a bad job to become a human as punishment. What attracted you to this role?
Wait. I was good at the texting and driving part.
Yes, it was not inept there.
Oh, okay.
I was good at that. And I ended up being pretty good at the other thing, too.
What attracted you to the role?
I'm sorry, what?
What attracted you to the role?
All of that. No, it's a beautiful role. It's a beautiful role, and so fun to play. You know, to have that earnestness and light, and then go through the transition, and then come back. And it's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story.
Absolutely. But more recently, I think from The Matrix to John Wick, audience...
Matrix, yeah. Yeah.
The audience really knows you as a, super cool action hero.
Acting.
This angel felt a little closer to perhaps Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, Aziz really was, when we met, I was like trying to figure out the role. We had met on some of the script stuff, and then I was trying, and one day he was just like, so, do you remember Bill and Ted? I was like, yeah. And you remember Todd from Parenthood? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that guy. And I was like, oh, okay. But then he also wanted this other part of the kind of name. For me, I thought of it as like his ancientness. But anyway, what am I saying? So yeah, that's spot on.
And how did it feel to go back to your comedic roots?
Look who I'm working with, and with Seth and Sandra and Kiki, and I was just kind of hanging out. They were like doing all of it.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. This is a triad of powerhouse comedians. A phenomenal cast. Both of you. Seth Rogen, and of course you also throw in Sandra Oh. Can you talk a little bit, Aziz, about how did this ensemble come together?
Well, I first sent it to Seth, and he came on board, and then I think Keanu came after that. I can't remember, but it just kind of was, once Seth came in, he was, someone I really wanted to work with on this, and then everybody else just fell into place, and they were all kind of my dream actors for the role, and it just worked out. They were all really excited to do it, and did such a wonderful job. So I just feel really lucky we got everybody, and it all worked out.
And was it accidental that they were all Canadians?
It was. I didn't even know Sandra Oh was Canadian, and I was like, whoa, okay, damn, maybe this has gone too far, but. No, they're all wonderful.
Well, I think, there is a Canadian humor, and I think we're quite proud of that here in Canada. Of course, recently we opened with the John Candy film, produced also by funny man Ryan Reynolds, and, we're very, very, I think, proud of our Canadians here today. Keanu, can you, yes. Can you share with us what filming with this ingenious cast, including Aziz, can you talk a little bit about this experience?
Aziz was very collaborative, let me in on the kind of early days, and developed, he constantly was working on the script. We were doing table reads at his house, and just constantly developing the script, which was great. And then on the day while we were filming, super direction, but also throwing in all of the kind of improvisational aspects, which was great. And again, it was just such wonderful situations, and just so much to do, and just working with total pros was awesome.
All of the dynamics, felt so wonderful. I think you watch the film, you feel like, it would be amazing to be on set with all of you. It just looked like so much fun. But of course, I'm sure all of this was tightly scripted by you, of course. If you could talk a little bit about your original inspiration for the story.
We had a tight script that we were happy with. As Keanu said, we kept workshopping the script as we were going along. When I watch those scenes, I kind of remember the origins of some of the things, like the thing when Keanu starts smoking. And I remember we were in my house with Seth and Keanu, and we were just riffing on it, and we came up with that line where Keanu says, "Leave me alone, Jeff. It's all I have." And I was like, "That'll be good." And as Keanu said, even on set, that scene where Keanu eats a burger for the first time, that was one of the first things we filmed. And I'd worked with Seth a bunch, but we'd never worked together, and this was like our first big scene I think we shot. And I remember at one point I just yelled out, Seth, go, "You're a big boy." Keanu, take a big boy and go, "Yeah, I'm a big boy now." And they just did it, and it was perfect. And there was so much of that where I would just be hiding somewhere, and I'd be like, "Keanu, say this," and he would do it. And it's like magic, because you're like playing with Keanu Reeves. And whenever we filmed the scene where they're doing DoorDash, I was just crunched in the back of the seat, just like, "Oh, yeah, say this." And they were both, I just have their voices in my head, and you'd pitch a joke, and then they would just nail it every time.
It's fantastic. I have to ask you, the theme, the idea that you cannot actually buy happiness, right, is a very familiar trope in Hollywood movies. But in Good Fortune, it seems to suggest the opposite, that in fact, you kind of can buy happiness. Can you talk a little bit about why that premise and what you were trying to say ultimately?
That was always the kind of initial germ of this idea of like an angel seeing the guy, and the guy being like, "No, I'm good, I'm just gonna stay." And the guy, and then the angel gets fired, and that always felt fun. But I haven't seen the movie in a while. I watched it the other day because we had to do the commentary track, and the things that stick with me are that moment with Felipe, the dishwasher, and your character, like that kindness that he sees that he's down, and then he takes him dancing, and even the guy at the end, the Denny's guy, he seems kind of mean at first, and then he was like, "Hey, if you need a ride," or something like that. That really is the movie to me in a sense. And we were doing some interviews earlier, and I heard this story about Keanu that I'd never heard before. I know this is so embarrassing, but I'll keep it brief. But that was Octavia Spencer's car was broken down when she was a struggling actor, and Keanu pulled up on his motorcycle and helped her. And that was very. It was like she was having a down moment, and I guess that really helped her out, and she never forgets Keanu, and says she goes every time Keanu has a movie, she always gets a ticket Friday night. So Octavia, we'll see you on October 17th.
Keanu, I heard in the intro where Aziz said, not only are you an angel in this film, but you really are an angel in real life.
No, stop, please. No.
He hates this. You gotta stop. That was it. The Octavia story was it. We have to stop now, Anita.
No.
Then he's gonna turn into Wick, and we're done.
No.
I just have to ask you, if you had the opportunity after you died to come back as an angel, would you take it? I think a lot of others would be happy if you did.
You mean just instead of chilling out in heaven? Just be like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to get back." Especially on such a beautiful night as this, with a festival that celebrates cinema and its 50th anniversary. And it's my hometown, and to be here with such a wonderful filmmaker, and with you, and everyone here tonight. is really something super special, and I'm very grateful for it.
Well, we could not be more grateful. This is the world premiere of Good Fortune. You are the first audience to see it here with the one and only Keanu Reeves.